Have you ever caught yourself in an act you feel cannot be broken? Based on my addiction in glancing through my Facebook and Instagram page about every 15 minutes while trying to achieve a goal back in high school, one day it struck to me that I was more focused on my phone, trying to see how many likes I have gotten on a picture I posted on Instagram, the recent tweet on my Twitter homepage, and what new status to post on that space that says, "What's on your mind" on Facebook. I noticed at that moment that my goal was now at the bottom of my to-do list, and social media has taken the headline. So while making my class schedules for this fall semester, I saw how much money my parents had to spend on my education. And right there, I made a promise to myself that my concentration needs to be more centered on what is more important to me, and not the distraction made by social media. My classmates can also attest to this, as 90% of them agreed that social media is a distraction, based on the survey I conducted in class in November 2013. Unfortunately, I am not the only one with this addiction, as we as a society have been brainwashed by the use of social media. But to best understand how we have been brainwashed, I will first bring to your attention the problem that it has, and finally persuade you with an updated solution on how we can solve this. So first, the problem. It can be difficult to believe that we as a society are too attached to our cell phone. And this is not because we might have the latest iPhone or Samsung Galaxy. It is due to the fact that we pay too much attention to our social media websites. On April 7, 2013, Sharon Glennon from ComputerWorld.com attested that Americans are so fixated on social media that they spend an average of 16 minutes out of every 1 hour on them. This website also makes us more inclined to lose our verbal and physical communication skill. Based on the article conducted by Koyeta News on October 4, 2013, social media not only affects college students academically, but the more time students spend on them, the less time they spend socializing in person. Social media also inhibits communication, especially face-to-face communication. Also, Dr. Wessel, an assistant professor of the Media and Journalism Department here in Missouri State, also testified to the Standard, our school newspaper, on October 14, 2013, as he said, "I think that we have become so accustomed to social media that it has become a habit, almost a reflex action. I do worry that it has led to a society that is becoming more isolated." Now, I made a promise to myself that social media will be at my bottom list, and my concentration is my first goal. Writer of Koyeta News, Jacqueline Lamel, also posted on October 4, 2013, that some students would rather Facebook than do their homework. He supported this as he continued that according to a 2011 study on the effects of social media on college students, researchers found that 80% of the participants were on social media network while working on homework, seeing a negative effect on efficiency and grade. We tend to put our goal on the back burner and social media as the major priority. Now, please don't get me wrong, as I am not testifying that social media is entirely a bad thing. However, my stand is that we pay too much attention on this, and hence we continue to get brainwashed. And knowing about the problems of social media, why don't we look into solutions and ways to solve this problem? There are 3 simple ways we can solve this. First, we have to discipline ourselves. Now, a way that I discipline myself is by challenging myself on how many hours I can go a day without glancing through that phone, looking through my social media website. As CEO of Clark Strategic Communication, Dory Clark suggested in Huffington Post on October 1, 2011, he said, "Try to find that golden mean. Schedule your social media time so it gets done but does not take over your life. Now, taking a serious note on how we spend our time every day will produce and increase our productivity. And finally, another way to solve this problem is to simply turn off those cell phones and focus on your main priority. American writer R.L. Stein once quoted in BrainQuotes.com as he said, "I set a goal for myself every day when I write, and it is much harder because I am way too stupid to turn off my Twitter and everything, and it causes a major distraction." Now, he purely described the implications of social media when we try to focus. In November 2013, 80% of my fellow students in class also agreed that they have not tried turning off their cell phones while doing homework, but they believe that they could get a lot more accomplished if they simply do. And finally, the best solution is to simply get off our bubble and communicate to those around us. Writer Michael Hoyen stated in the Business Magazine on October 16, 2013, "Yes, developing that face-to-face communication skill can sometimes make you feel vulnerable, but just like every other skill, becoming personal takes practice. A good way to become personal is to eliminate virtual communication skill when in-person communication is possible and more effective." Now, sometimes we feel safer communicating through that social media website. However, all these are ways that we tend to lose that verbal and face-to-face communication skill. Social media is slowly draining our intelligence, and I believe that is a problem. Although, to conclude, as I previously stated, social media isn't entirely a bad thing, but it has created a huge distraction in our society, and we're more inclined to lose that verbal and face-to-face communication skill. Now, back in high school, I wish I'd realized how much of my time was spent on social media. However, I hope that I have positively persuaded you on the negative effects of social media, and hopefully we can stop, think, and slow down. Thank you.